All right, what's good? What's good? What's good? Let's chop this up, man. Mass Arms, what's good with you, man? What's that little what's that emoji between before the dollar sign? Mass Arms. Gene Do said Keith and Crawford must happen. Overpay Keith and whoop him harder than Pac-Man did. Hey man, that was a good fight, man. I think that thing with Pacquiao's domination of Keith Thurman is so overrated, dude. It was a good fight. I think Manny Pacquiao won that fight, but come on, man. Manny Pacquiao was getting punched square in the face, square in the face with metronome regularity. Kenneth Johnson, what's going on, man? To the green dot. Drew Titan in the building, man. The co-host, man. It was great having you up there, man. Let me know what you want to talk about next week on OG Boxing Talk. Drew Titan. Oh, and also, man, just to let you know, during this time, man, Blood is taking a little hiatus from the show. But he will be back. Blood Boxing will be back. And I'm looking for a couple more OGs to come on the show. People really want to talk that boxing, man, and know their boxing well. So let me know if you guys have any particular people you want me to invite on to OG Boxing Talk for next Sunday. Yeah, just let me know. You can either leave it in this comment section here. You can send it to my email or whatever you want to do, man. B&B Boxing, man. What's good, man? Much love in that super chat. Says salute for nine on deck. Yes, sir. And Sugar Fantastic in the building, man. I'm sorry. I saw that a little bit earlier before I started, man. Thank you so much for the support and super chat. What's up with Kurt, man? I haven't talked to Curtis Sanders. I'm going to reach him out. I'm going to reach out to him in the next couple of days. But I just haven't talked to Curtis Anderson. He should be back, man. I sent him invitations. It's tough to talk boxing a lot of times, man, because, shit, ain't a lot of boxing going on right now, man. Invite Boxing Eagle. Nah, man. Boxing Eagle's straight. He's a really good dude, man. I'm really looking for cats, for LDBC cats on the show. But I mean, that would be cool. He's a good dude. Juniper P said that was not a dominant wins by any means. Pac was wearing sunglasses after 2 for a reason. Oh, by the way, man, what's going on? Ain't no boxing. I'm going through it for 9. Yeah. By the way, man, I want to make a correct. I caught the end of Trill Boxing Talk. But I do want to say something, man. Y'all got to be careful watching them biopics of black people in Black history. You got to be careful watching that shit, man, because they be pulling shit out their ass, man. Telling you, there ain't no proof that Madam C.J. Walker or that lady that was in there. I haven't watched it. I just did the research on the show. So whatever her name is, the chick was supposed to be gay. Dude, there's no historical evidence that Madam C.J. Walker was gay or the lady that was there was gay. Dude, hey, let's do a biopic about W.E.B. Du Bois. He had a secret boyfriend. Man, dude, that shit they just pushing shit, man, with that, man. That it may be true, it may not be true. I don't know, because I never met Madam C.J. Walker. All I know is that there's no historical evidence for Madam C.J. Walker being gay, dude. None. None. I don't know, man. That's what. Yeah, I mean, no. The lady that was supposed to be in the house with her, some chick in the show was supposed to be gay, who was a friend of Madam C.J. Walker, but the lady, there's no proof that the lady was gay. Man, just all I'm saying, man, just be careful be real careful when they show you that stuff, man. Don't take what they say. Take everything they say with a grain of salt, man. They got writers that are trying to make shit exciting and figure out how can I make this more interesting to this crowd of people? They're writing a screenplay. So they're trying to make it engaging. They're trying to add some curiosity and, keep it from being boring. So they take licenses with shit. Oh, it was her daughter they were saying gay. There's still no proof that she was gay, that her daughter was gay either. There's no proof of that, man. None. Keith Thurman said that he's going to be dominating, that he is going to dominate the welterweight division. He looks forward to coming back and strong and dominating like he always did. So that means he thinks he's going to whoop up on Terrence Crawford. He's already beaten Danny Garcia and who did he beat? and Sean Porter. But yeah, man, he said he's coming back. He's looking forward to dominating the division like he did in the past. And in order to dominate the division, dude, you got to be able to beat Terrence Crawford. You got to be able to beat Errol Spence. And I'm telling you right now, that shit ain't gonna pop off. He said they trying to sell it, make up all kinds of shit. Yeah, man, I'm not gonna. Dude, I remember this conversation I had with somebody. Like, can't remember who the conversation was. It was something on like Malcolm X. It was like some video about Malcolm X. And this dude was in there up and up. Malcolm X was gay. Malcolm, just accept it. Malcolm X was gay. I'm like, what the fuck? Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Throw that shit out there on everybody, man. Gay shit just crack. Shit's ridiculous to me. Anyway, but yeah, man, that's what he did. Keith Thurman's talking about how he's gonna be whooping up on Deontay Wilder. No. Tyson Fury finally said something about Deontay Wilder too. He said that he can't wait to beat him up. Beating Deontay Wilder is fun. And Killer, that's right. You said it. They were trying to sell them again. Wonton soup is finished. The old man took care of him. Who's Wonton? Oh, you talking about Keith Thurman? I got a hair in my eye, man. My eyelash. I got to pluck an eyelash or something. The show has a disclaimer. Inspired by the life of C.J. Walker, the writers are not trying to be factual. Based on. Bogart Skrill said, did you hear the interview with Amir Khan insinuating his loss to Crawford was due to an elbow injury claims he got in training camp? I mean, I don't doubt at all that he got an elbow injury. I don't think, I mean, he would have got whooped anyway, man. Blessings to Blue Blood. What's going on with Blue Blood, man? Blessings to Blue Blood. What's going on? I'll ask somebody else what's going on with Blue Blood. Man, that's something funny to be putting out there. Anyway, yeah. Kenneth Johnson said, okay, I got that. Let me go back. Any questions, anything you guys want to talk about is cool, man. Yeah, man, I thought somebody said Blue Blood was under the weather. What's going on, Outlaw Jr.? So, where do you guys see Keith Thurman? What do you think Keith Thurman's chances of getting to the back of getting back on top of the welterweight division is? Yeah, Raja. Yeah, he said he's coming back. He was looking. He said right now he wasn't looking to come back until the summer anyway. Man, Retro Boxing, my man. What's good, man? What's going on, Blood? Yes, sir. Much love in that super chat, Blood. Excellent, absolutely wonderful to have you in the chat. Blue, you think Blue Blood might have that? Man, New York is tough. Tough out there in New York right now, man. Tough out there, man. I heard they just got like cases and cases and cases and cases and more cases of it. Centos Boxing was timed out for what? I haven't seen this dude in a while, man. Oh, yeah, you got timed out, dog. Don't put... Well, that's not like a sexual anything. I hope that's not the case, man. You know? The dude be hurt too much to the body so he can't stand up. Yeah. But maybe that has something to do with the fact that, you know, he's just not been in training for a long time. So, you know, maybe he can get his stomach, he can get them sit-ups a little tougher, man. Oh, he said he had a cold? Yeah, okay, so he got a cold, man. Infamous LSG said, what's good? What's good with you, man? You said it's bad up north and New York, man. Yeah, it's terrible. Man, I can imagine. Man, everything is kind of just, the whole thing is just jacked up, man. The whole thing is jacked up. But you know what it is, man. He said you can't even get a haircut right now. Dude's starting to look real scruffy. Not me, baby. All I need is a zip, zip, zip. I'm cool. See what y'all get with all that hair. Go get your ass some clippers and cut your hair off, man. Go ball for the Corona. Go ball for Rona season. So you ain't got to worry about it, man. Duke said my daughter got out of New York in just enough time. Yeah, man, pretty much, man. My daughter got out of D.C. Perfect time. Woo! You got a curfew in Florida? Man, I'm going to tell you, this shit ain't going back, dude. Y'all might as well get used to it, too. Don't get in your head. You say, or learn how to cut your own hair. Yeah, that's what I did. I learned to cut my own hair before I went bald. I learned to fade. I learned to fade myself up, get it low. Good enough, man. I ain't spent money on a barbershop in 20 years, well over 20 years. Say Drew Titan, I used to be a barber and I still use my equipment. I'm good. That's what's up, man. I didn't realize you was a barber. Yeah, man. But look, dude, that's just crazy. You better understand, dog, that the stuff's not going back to the way it was either, man. It ain't going back. Said, boxing PO Owen said it will get worse before it gets better. Yeah, man, it's tough, man. The Duke said I'm a barber, so I'm not worried. I make house calls. Dang, that's what's up. You're gonna have that. Hey, guess what? Get one of them trucks. Go ahead and get one of them trucks. Get one of them mobile barbershops and put up on the side Corona tested, Corona verified and tested. Get a monthly Corona test. Put that shit up there. Be like, boo. Pull up to the front of their house. Have your mask on. Have your shit on. Go house to house, dude. You make a killing. Mellow the God, men for nine, you don't need a, what do you mean? I don't know what that means, Mellow the God. The house calls could be what puts you at risk these days. Yeah, that's why you got to get your own truck. So you don't got to go to anybody's house. You ain't got to touch anything. You got to do any of that stuff. Just get you some rubber gloves. Get some rubber gloves. Get you one of them industrial strength masks. Get you and boop, 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 boop. Don't touch them. Yeah. Oh, so you don't need a barber? Hell no, I don't need no barber. Only thing I would need a barber for is if I grew a beard. If I wanted to grow my beard, then I would need a barber. Because they would have to because mine grows in funny. So you got to get it cut right and all that good stuff. I think it's over by the end of the summer. Back to work all. Oh man, you know what? It's probably gonna be. I wouldn't doubt if it would be. I can't believe these because they don't want to put up no money. In the US, they're gonna get up out of it because they don't want to put up any money. First thing, they do not want to give up any money, man. They ain't gonna send anybody. Don't expect no good checks. I don't believe that. And they ain't gonna they're not gonna let you out of your debts. They're not gonna let you out of their debts, man. You realize that $14 trillion you could just pay off for all that money they're giving to bailout banks. They could just give all that money. They could make up the same fake money. They can make up the same fake money and give it to us and let us pay off all our fucking debts. Let us pay the banks off. How about that? Instead of trying to bail the banks out, how about you give everybody enough money to pay the banks off? The money's going to go back to the bank anyway, but now it's good for everybody. But they don't want to do that. They want to bail the banks out and keep you in debt. $14 trillion. We only got 30. What is we got 300 million, right? 300 million people. So $14 trillion. If you could, who knows? You might be able to get 100 million people out of debt. You might be able to get 100 million people out of debt for that. And they're going to have to give the money to the banks. You know what I mean? They got to give it to the U.S. Treasury. They got to give it to the U.S. Treasury. They got, they got to give it to the IR. You get my point. Because I was damn sure fucking up my point. They need to forgive people. If they could just take the same money they want to get in banks, give it to people. You pay off your bills. You know what I mean? Have that shit assisted. Have it, accompanied by an acknowledgement of your debts, and just pay the fucking debts off. That way, we come out of everybody feels good. Like, I used to owe money. That hell yeah, that would raise the economy. First of all, if you give it to people, people are going to spend the money. And the money goes right to the businesses. If you give it to the people are going to spend the money with businesses. Right? They're going to buy cars. They're going to pay the rent. They're going to pay their rent. They're going to pay their phone bill. They're going to pay, they're going to buy groceries. They're going to take trips. They're going to do all kind of stuff. you gave them the money, it would go right back to the. It would go right back to the. It goes right back to the bank. It goes right back into the economy, right? Even if you give the people the money and they stick it in the bank, it's still going to be with the bank. So, like, why wouldn't you just forgive people's debts? That way, you can make hundreds of millions of people happy. You can make hundreds of millions of people happy instead of making a couple thousand happy. But hey man, why do these kids keep smoking in the corner? I'm passing the blunt. Stay home. What? I'm passing the blunt. Stay home. Oh, dude, it ain't no time to be doing that shit. Not in the Corona. I know that's $1,200 is coming out, man. What? $1,200? $1,200. The lowest side of 4 digits that you can get. The lowest side, not 35, not 1,500, not 1,600. Like, let's give them 200, let's give them 1,200. We're gonna wind up taxing them. So we'll get that $200 back because that's income. So we're gonna tax that. We're gonna tax that. So really all you're giving them is like $900. At the end, and they got state tax too. So they get their state tax. They got to pay their state tax between their state tax and their state tax and their federal tax. Most people ain't gonna get about $800. So what did you just do? You just bought them what? 2 months worth of groceries? You bought them 2 months worth of groceries. 2 months worth of groceries. Oh, it's $400. And no, that's not even a good. But that's $400 if you got a small family. Anybody with a decent sized family, you got them a month and a half of groceries. Yeah, let me help you out. Give you a month and a half worth of groceries. Oh, take that back because that could be EBT cards. We're gonna get rid of the EBT cards. Man, it's just crazy, man. More like 2,200 plus 500 per child. All right, $2,200. We'll pay your bills for a month. Is that fair? No, because that's not even your fucking mortgage. That's not rent and mortgage in a lot of places. $2,200. That's not a month. Oh, said $1,200 each. Married couple $2,400 plus $500 each kid, non-taxable. Okay, so let's take that up to $3,000. Well, $3,000, $4,000. Okay. I'll take 10. Can somebody get 10 if they had like 20 kids? They got a limit on the kids? Oh, it's my TurboTax file. I got an alert telling me what I get. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I just don't think that's a lot of money, dude. Any way you cut it, that's not a lot of money. If it winds up $4,000, that's not a lot of money. If you got to be out of work for a year, if you got to be out of work for 6 months, and you just can't go anywhere for 6 months, so your electric bill is gonna go up. Your electric bill goes up. Your water goes up. Your electricity goes up. Water goes up. If you're on a data plan, if you're on a cell phone data plan, that goes up. Because all the time you were at work. Now you're spending money. Yeah, that money ain't, especially not you, Drew Titan. Now, if that shit's in Alabama, that might have some money. But what you're gonna give somebody from California? Are they giving somebody from California and somebody from like Mississippi? Are they giving them the same amount of money? I don't know. I'm asking a serious question. Does somebody in California that lives in LA get the same amount of money as somebody that is living in that lives in Alabama? If that's the case, that shit is inequitable like a motherfucker. Because man, it ain't 20. Because $4,000 ain't crap. Oh yeah, it's the same. Oh, that's screwed. That works for the guys in Mississippi. It works for the people in Mississippi. And man, Leopold says, salute, you're a true light in this trying time. Keep the grind, bro. Thank you. Hey, Iman, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Oh, $1,200 and doing anything in Chicago. It's not doing anything in Chicago. Here in Dubai, they have Expo, flying cars, etc. On STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Is that what you mean? Like the academic? When you ask me what are my thoughts on STEM, he said, oh, STEM here in Dubai, they have Expo, flying cars, etc. Okay. Well, science, technology, engineering, and math is something that, I believe would have really helped Black people to study. Like those are the people that make a lot of money now, right? Like, so that's what STEM is if people don't know. Science, technology, engineering, and math. And it is like a core group of things that you study in school, right? Versus stem cell research. STEM is an acronym for science, technology, engineering, and math. And limit 3 kids. There you go. So the idea is to have, like the jobs, like the reliable jobs. Most of the reliable jobs are in those areas, or a lot of them are. So scientists, like in the, nah, dude, I don't know who you are. So anyway, man, so that's what STEM is. My thought on it is something very, if you want your kids to have an ability to have a reliable and predictable income when they get older, science, technology, engineering, and math are the safest ways to go about doing it, versus like raising your kid to be a salesman or raising yourself or something get. But if you have like a kid that is like loves math, loves music, or loves music, those people that love music, like to produce music, like to do things like that, typically, oftentimes they feel very comfortable in that side of the house. STEM is also related to you have right brain, left hemispheres of your brain. So they're like the things that are not necessarily creative in nature. They're basically fundamental, like 1 + 1 is 2, this angle there. It's all about being predictable and repeatable. I say factory jobs ate the past. Robots will take over in 5 years. Yeah, but see, that's the same thing with science, technology, and engineering and math, though. Legendary Top Cats. It's the same thing with that. All of that shit, all of that knowledge workers, all of that shit's going to be replaced. The legal research is being replaced. Legal research can be replaced by that. Engineers can be replaced by that. Doctors can be replaced by that. Anything that is repeatable and is based on you understanding a certain base amount of facts and then getting and repeating and having access to that fact quickly, all of that stuff can be replaced by IT, information technology, and information systems. All of it can be replaced. The things that cannot be replaced are the creative things. So like, instead of like before, where you might say like math, people that are good at math could go into business, for example, right? So if you get into business, you go to business school, you get an MBA. An MBA is something that's called a master. I'll get into this just real quick. It's a master of business administration. So if you get a master's of business administration, you would typically have gotten jobs at big corporations. But now they're looking at something called a master of arts, an MA. Is that right? I think it's a master of arts, not a master of business. Because now they're looking at people that can design projects, that can really focus on the look and feel of things. Because most of the work that has been done, that is very predictable work like that and repeatable work, a lot of that stuff has been automated, and a lot of that stuff is going to countries that specialize in it. And they will specialize on it until their cost of living raises to a level where it's not where the monetary exchange rate doesn't work in the benefit of the employer in that particular area. You know what I mean? But we can get into that, like, maybe I'll do like a Patreon live stream about that. We can definitely chop it up. Bogart Skrill said the same day they approve stimulus checks, they suspend affirmative action guidelines. Yeah, but the affirmative action guidelines didn't mean shit anyway. You know what I mean? Them motherfuckers ain't keeping mean. What affirmative action? They just ship the jobs out. They just ship the jobs out. I'm telling you, man, the creative, like the people that I think are going to be the safest route to go forward is the trades, plumbers, electricians, HVAC people, heating, ventilation, and air. Was it heat, ventilation, and air cooling? Whatever HVAC means. Those type of people, auto mechanics that specialize in that know the computerized engines. You're always going to be able to make a living doing. You're going to be able to make livings doing that. You know, if you're going to go into school, you know, over in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, you know, maybe not us, but your kids and your kids' they're going to have for them to understand design for engineering. Instead of engineering, understand the principles of engineering, but understand the principles of design, right? So you have things that are creative in nature because that can't be replicated by a computer. And you have things that are high touch, things where you have to be there. You have to be there to build somebody's bathroom. You have to be there. You know what I mean? Because people have to have a house. So anyway, that's my thought on it. I think science, technology, engineering, and math is very valuable right now, and it will always continue to be. But that line of study, you know, results in what is designed to produce what's called a knowledge worker, right? A doctor, lawyer, engineer, right? Doctor, lawyer, engineer, nurse. But because of the invent of technology and the fact that information goes can come back and forth from so far away so quickly, we're going to wind up in a situation where the knowledge worker work because of the cost of living in the United States versus the cost of living in India or Indonesia or South Africa or Nigeria, that the profit margin for the people that want to sell it and provide it, it's going to be in their best interest to get those services from somebody else and not where you are. So, you know, being somebody that has been classically educated, I'll tell you, man, that there's a lot to being a hustler, man. There's a lot to being a hustler, for real. So, but if you're gonna do that, you got to get into being an executive in one of these big corporations, because those guys are gonna make a shitload of money. The executives are the guys that are sending the day-to-day worker shit overseas, right? Finance, things like that, because the United States pretty much focuses on the military and finance. Those are like the strongest areas in the United States, right? The military and finance. Manufacturing is gone. You know what I mean? But then you have to provide services around like your day-to-day living, you know? Like you can't outsource this. Like, you know what's funny? I just saw, matter of fact, I just noticed I just saw this thing. You guys know Boxing Monthly went out of business. Boxing Monthly it's the last of the big publishers, boxing written publications. They're the last one of those guys to pretty much go out of business. Ring is still in business, but they're pretty much, you know, Ring is not what Ring used to be. Ring used to deliver, people used to everybody would get that to their house and read it like it was literally the Bible, like it's a book you pick up. They're just, you know, now their presence is primarily internet. But now for the same money, for the same thing that Boxing Monthly was doing, and it was a great magazine, and all, you know, much love to all those KO magazine. All the stuff that they would do and charge you like $5 per issue. You know, you can listen to me and guys like Blue Blood and 78 Sports TV and, you know, Black Fight Fan TV 78, you know, and other people too, you know, the Ellie Setbacks and all that. You can get way, way, way more information for less money, significantly less money. Because like you don't even, and Bogart Skrills, much love in that super chat, man. Dang, I threw you like a noob. That's old school noob. That's noob. I threw my gang sign at you. Thank you. Actually, I used to do that shit. I got old, man. That shit's like, I did this. Fuck, I'm old. That. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about if you know about what them noobs do. If you know what them noobs do. You know what I mean? Legendary Topcat said, for now, you a bad man. Hey, man, look, man, I don't like to do that a lot of times, but yeah, man, I'll break it down for you. If you want to know which way for your kids to go, seriously, man, I view it like this. I view that shit like a wine glass. You know how like a wine glass has a base here, and then it has that stem to the top, and then it has the cup. Like, if you want, I think that if you really want to be, if you consider like that job pyramid, like the most sustainable ones, are the trades where you don't go to school and go in debt and do all that shit. You get that trade. Truck driving is a trade too. Truck driving is a trade too, because you can pay your bill, man. You can make money trucking. You ain't starving. You keep a roof over your head. You know, you can survive. You know what I mean? You can survive, but you actually have to use your body to do it. That's what separates that from a knowledge worker. A knowledge worker, I can sit here right on this laptop and get fat than a motherfucker, but I can make my living sitting right here. You know what I mean? So that's what the knowledge worker is. A knowledge worker is people that get to sit right there. The plumbers and all that, you guys make the blue collar guys make their money with their hands, but you still making money at the end of the day. And this shit is going the fucking way of the dodo. You know what I mean? Like accountants, they have TurboTax now for your accounting. If you go to your accountant one time and have a good conversation with your accountant one time, and I mean it, one time, and when he prepares your taxes, go through your taxes and ask him a whole bunch of questions, take notes, and the next year you don't need them. You can go right to TurboTax, do the same shit. You know what I mean? After that one explanation. So they're suffering. The CPAs are suffering because it's automated on TurboTax. What makes my job very, very easy is that because there's so much information, like I can get access to so much information about the work that I do, right? Just off the internet, that I can get shit done crazy fast. That would have taken a guy, 10 years ago. It would have taken, and what I can do in 30 minutes, it would have taken people 2 days to do what I can do in 30 minutes because I know just where to get it. There. Before they had to like craft every word. They had to do it. That shit simplified it. And then when they simplify it, it makes it easier for them to ship that shit off. You said facts. TurboTax walks you through it too. Now, the only thing that I would say, legendary Topcast, about that TurboTax, only thing I would give you to consider is make sure you go to a real CPA once, because they know. See, there's the nuts and bolts of it there, but the feeling isn't there. An experience, because you can't get the experience. Like if you go to a CPA, the CPA won't just tell you what to do. They can tell you why you need to do it, why you do this, why you do that, what you need to have to make sure that if they come back at you, that you have everything that you need in order to make sure that you answer their questions correctly. You know what I mean? So you can get your taxes, you can get your maxes done, you can get them things done, right? And you may get a return, you may not get a return. But you definitely not going to understand what you were responsible for and know, have as much wisdom as if you use that CPA. But what I'm saying is, with the CPA, you only really need to do that 1 year, maybe 2. But when you do it, you just got to make sure you ask them every single solitary question till you understand it. But I really brought that up more to talk about the damage that's doing to CPAs. CPAs will pretty much rely on businesses, to do it, or people with enough income where they can afford to do it, and they want to make sure that shit's done right, because they need to make sure they get all the money that they want to get. They ain't not gonna. Some people ain't gonna leave that shit to TurboTax. Anyway, Hamad S said, "Hey, or they can get an intern or trainee and use them as his professional. That's what's happening in my field." Oh, absolutely. Oh, that's a great trick. You get a student to do that shit. They'll figure it out and do it for a lot less money. They'll figure it out. Do this, because I'm outsourcing a piece of this channel, just to let you know, just to know that I'm out here doing something. I'm working on something. I got a project going on for another leg of our for non-international boxing, and I've just outsourced it to somebody to do. It's somebody's related to me, so the money that I'm spending is going to somebody that I care for, and so it's kind of keeping it in the family. But still, it's somebody that lives in another country where the money that I'm paying him to do it is worth 10 times more to him than it is to me. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to do it. You know what I mean? That's another like a benefit of like, man, where Dante lives, as low as the cost of living is out there, the money, like whatever he gets from YouTube, he's getting paid 10, 12 times as much over there for the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like, if I did this channel if I could pick up and move this channel to the Philippines, and I got the same money then I could get the same money for this, dude, I wouldn't even need my job. I wouldn't need my real job living in the Philippines. You'd be like, what? I'm rich. You know, that would be crazy. But why I would say STEM is most of that work is going to be heading out, man. Keith Thurman is a 10 man. Man, Keith Thurman can fight, man. J.A. Dixon said, what do y'all think about Bill Gates' involvement in the coronavirus? Same thing that I feel about his involvement in anything. I don't trust it. Like, I don't trust it, dog. I don't trust it. It takes a special type of dude to run a gigantic company and have that big a fucking ego to try to run the lives of fucking everybody. You know what I mean? So to give them cats enough money and enough power to start fucking around in with the lives of people, no. Juniper B, I don't even know it involves money, in his opinion. I know that, Juniper B. It involves money in his opinion and people doing what it is that he wants done. That's what that is. That's what his involvement is going to be. You know? Ron Finger said, did you hear about France and the antibiotic that kills corona? Nah, man, but I think that shit's already ready. That's my personal opinion. That shit's already been ready. The cure been ready, dog. That shit was ready. Probably 3 years ago. That's me. See, that's me being the true conspiracy theorist when I'm having fun. Because my logic goes that way. I don't trust none of it. Guns, Germs, and Steels. Didn't you ever see that movie? Did you ever read that book, Guns, or hear of the book? At least one of y'all read it. But Guns, Germs, and Steel. Man, I read the book, dog. You don't tell me that this shit has happened here before. Okay? This shit has happened here before. Don't tell you, like, so somebody be like, I wonder if they planted it. I wonder if this is purposeful. It's happened before here. Very purposefully. You know what I mean? Did you hear? Yeah, so, you know, B Gates is DA. Yeah. Is the devil. I don't know if he is or not. I know his people are eugenicists. What's it, eugenics? Is it eugenics? What's the thing where they want to like pick? Oh man, Westworld, man. Y'all got to check out Westworld, man. That shit got deep, dog. It got deep. I watched the Westworld on Showtime on HBO. I watched it for fun. I mean, just for brain dead shit, for seasons, because I was like, this is just all unnecessarily violent. You know what I mean? But hey, it's fun. Eugenics. Thank you very much, Infamous SG. Yeah, that's people believe that shit. Okay, they believe that. They believe it. Everything else, see, like when you can point to something that somebody wrote back in 1950 and say, look at what all these people believed in 1950. For some reason, the human mind or our mind shifts and says, well, that was 1950. People are so much different now. You know, kind of like the idea that humans are natural or bigger, faster, stronger than they were in 1950, as if that means that we are totally different people. We're still playing the sport of basketball. We're still playing the sport of football, still doing that. So you see that somebody was like a eugenicist, whatever his name is, eugenics. They were there, okay, in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. They were there. There was a lot of them. They were very well funded. Just because they're not playing that game the same way doesn't mean they're not still playing the fucking game. Okay? That doesn't mean they're not still playing the game. You know they were playing the game. You knew they were playing the game in since Bacon's Rebellion in 1659. You knew what the game was. Okay, you knew what the game was. You knew what the game was. The game that they were playing after with slavery. You knew the game that they were playing. That was very much by design. Very much. You knew the game they were playing for during Jim Crow. You know that. You know the games that were being played. But yet, whenever you bring some shit up about it's happening today, something like that, you be like, you're a conspiracy theorist. Because you're saying they're playing, because you're acting like, yeah, this is how they're playing the game now. What game? There's no racism in the world. What game? Like, that's their literal, the way that that's literally how they come at it, dude. They should be cracking me up. Like, dude, there was racism. People were put into specific jobs and specific things because they were certain races in the 1600s. Right? Right. 1700s? Yes. Right. 1800? Yes, of course. 1900s? Oh, without a doubt. 2000s? I mean, the 20th century? Oh, yes. Right now? What game? What are you talking about? What do you mean? What? What's racism? You're making that shit up. What is that? Oh, so you're just saying, let me get this shit right. It existed for at least 359 straight years, but all of a sudden people stopped playing the game. Like, come on, man. Hey, thanks, Ronald Finkley. Appreciate you, man. Man, I keep going for this gong, man. Remember Tuskegee Project where they tested STDs on black men? Bill Clinton apologized for it years later. Of course. Been playing against the game, dude. Come on, man. Come on. That's why they have laws about testing things on humans. You know what I mean? On having human subjects. They do that. But I was thinking guns, germs, and steals when they just wanted to get rid of a lot of the people that own the land and they wanted all their stuff. That's what they did. They gave them smallpox, stuff like that. Put them in blankets. They think they put smallpox. They put smallpox in some blankets and gave it to people. And then they all died. And then their lands went to the bank. And then the rich people bought the land up. And then after they bought the land up, the price of the land went up. So the money that they bought, they got money because the cost of the land went back up. That's the same thing that happens all the time, dude. That's like that bill you guys are talking about. Yes, okay, we get $3,000. Banks get 10 trillion. So what are they going to do? What's going to happen with that money? What's going to happen more than likely is that there's going to be a depression. Say there's a depression, right? And everybody's cost of housing and all that stuff, all the value of your property just drops to the floor because nobody has an ability to buy houses, right? Because we're all broke because we can't leave our house. So we can't leave our house. The cost of living, all of this property goes down. Because you don't have the money to buy it. You don't have the money. You can get your house foreclosed. You know, there are going to be people getting their houses foreclosed. They're going to get people getting cars repossessed. They're going to have all kind of property. All kind of property is going to leave the hands of people, and it's going to be on sale for pennies on the dollar. Well, who's going to buy the stuff up that's for sale, pennies on the dollar? The people that get the loans from the $14 trillion in the banks are going to come in and buy all your shit up. Like, it's literally the same thing, dude. It's literally the same thing. Only issue is this accidental and not planned, or that's the only difference. It happened. Is it a situation where it's happened when it happened on purpose to the Native Americans, or is it something purposeful? I can't tell you whether it's purposeful or not. All I know is, generally speaking, it's the same thing. The result of it is the same thing. A bunch of people sick and broke. And people with money buying up all their property. And then when everything gets better, then the property values all go up. They sell that stuff right back to you. Then they sell that stuff right back to you. Or they rent it to you. You know what I mean? Well, even this 14 billion is selling pieces of the government. That's how you get the $10 trillion. You get the $1 trillion by issuing bonds, right? Backing bonds. Right. I think they did some other rigmarole, which basically created more money. It's not like they're taking money that was given to them by the taxpayer and then giving that money back out. That's not the situation. What they're doing is they're creating new money by diluting the value of by diluting or cutting the ownership of the country into smaller pieces. So they just made, and I'm just using a rough analogy here, right? Really rough one. They just created 10 trillion more individual pieces of money, and they put it and they shifted it electronically. They didn't print the money. They just created it electronically, and then electronically they give credit to the banks for that money. And then they use all that money to buy, and the people that they loan the money to, the business class, then are going to, when all you motherfuckers go broke and lose all your shit, they're going to come in and buy all your shit up with the money they got because you couldn't work. Right? That's saving the economy. But you got to ask what the economy is. You know what I mean? Anyway, hit the like button, man. I don't like getting on the intellectual stuff, man. I don't like doing that too much, man. But that's what it is, dude. He deleted his ADT. Who deleted his channel? Let's get into the gossip. Having worked closely with HUD and underwriters who in these circles, $10 trillion is typed in a box. Oh, there you go. They just boop, 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 boop. Top it in the box. Yeah, you got thrown out of here, dude. Seriously, man. Yo, thank you for throwing him out. Dude, this is a serious conversation. Please notice, dumbasses. I did not, not all dumbasses, but the dumbasses in here. Please note that I didn't tell you anybody was being sneaky or anything. I'm just telling you how that shit works. That is how that works. Okay? That's how the rich get real rich. They're about to get real richer. Really, really rich. Because this is what they did when they bought the banks out the last time. Shit just happened under Obama. Your president, Obama. That's what he did. That's exactly what he did, man. Thurman beats Crawford by KO. AT already beat Garcia and Porter's only. I don't know. You guys, man, you just talking in the comment section. That's cool. They have worked close. Oh, okay, yes, Bert from Artican. How widespread is the suspension of mortgage and car notes in this country? I don't know. I know that shit don't apply to rent. If it had applied, the question is, how does it apply to rent? How does it apply to rent? Because watch, say a big business owns a huge, like a shopping center, right? They own shopping centers, or they own major buildings, like major industrial complexes or skyscrapers, the big property owners. They have mortgages on those properties. If they have their mortgages forgiven, right? But they're renting the renting the property, they can still charge you rent and not pay their mortgage. Wouldn't that be wild? I'm telling you, man, ain't nothing going to happen if it don't work for rich people. Because that's what it's capitalism. It's not capital not. You know what I mean? It's like no money. It's capitalism. The people with the money is going to get what they want. That is the gist of the entire system. If you get money, you get what you got money, you get what you want. If you don't got money, you're going to have to deal with what you get. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. And it works during prosperous times, but when people are broke, it works for them it works for the rich people when you're broke. It works for them when it's the best of both worlds. It works for them when things are going well. It works for them when things are going poorly. Which is why no matter how many depressions and stuff there are, people don't want to get rid of it. Because they praying real hard one day that they get to be in that class of people where it works for them either way you cut it. Keith Thurman will never fight Terrence Crawford. Nah, he won't. No, he will not. This is a good conversation today, though, man. Let me know what else y'all want to ask, man. He from Chicago. Don't put him on his Fannon. What are you talking about? Barack from Hawaii, man. You talking about Barack? You talking about Barack? He's from Hawaii, man. I disown that dude. That's y'all president. I was close enough to people that were in that circle, not him, not just him, because I thought he was a decent dude when I met him, quite honestly. He's a decent dude, man. Wife is a great person, man. Wife is a great person. I've only met her once, but she's great person. And I met her well before she was before she was the first lady, before he was a senator, any of that shit, way before that. And she's just a really, really nice lady, man. But that's your president, dog. Once they did Gaddafi like that. Come on, man. You did Gaddafi like that. Wow. And now they trading, now they selling people out there, man. Who deleted their channel? Yeah, I was wondering who did that, man. Barack, that's y'all president. Exactly, man. That's y'all president, man. That's y'all's president. Shoot. You say that? Oh, does Willie D say that? I like Willie D's channel, man. I haven't had a chance to listen to it in a while. So Fury finally mentions Wilder. He must feel like the heat is off because of me. Nah, I mean, that Billy Joe Saunders ain't gonna take over for that. He just said something like he was interviewed. They were interviewing him about him exercising in his corona, since he's in quarantine, and he said he's looking forward to da. You know what I mean? Drew Titan said everyone exercise daily in the crib. Don't get lazy. Move. And Drew Titan will beat the piss out you if you don't. Dog, you should be a drill instructor. I didn't know BFTB was a drill instructor. Y'all need to stay away from BFTB, man. Seriously. Y'all need to leave that man alone. Because that's a bad situation either way you go. That's kind of BFTB is a bad situation either way you go. Okay, leave him alone, dog. Fury keep changing the subject, man. These cats don't care. They don't care. UK producing better boxers than America. How do you figure that? What are you talking about? UK boxers suck. What do you mean? UK boxers suck. They suck. Okay. Let me not be too hard on you, but you suck. You kidding me? Where? How? Oh, you got the heavyweights. You got two heavyweights. You got two heavyweight champions. And nothing else. You have two heavyweight champions and nothing else. Nothing else. You do not have you only have the best. You have one division that you have the best fighter in. One, and that's maybe with his cheating ass. But given Tyson Fury the number one heavyweight position, you guys have one guy that is the best in his division. One. Shut up. It's when y'all go. It's when you guys just go over the top with shit that you get dragged down. This is when you felt yourself and just jump right off the top of that mountain, didn't you? Who else? Who? Carl Frampton? How many? Let me see. Can I count? What's Carl Frampton fight at? 130? Or Josh Warrington. Let's go Josh Warrington. Yeah, Josh Warrington. Let me count. What's he, 126? He's 126. Let me see how many people will beat the butter piss out of Josh Warrington. Gary Russell Jr., one weight class up. Shakur Stevenson, same weight class. Just get out of here. Leo Santa Cruz, who's an American, same weight class. Get out. Yeah, boy, you better or now he's one weight class up. Come on, man. Matter of fact, no, Carl, he hasn't lost yet, but Shakur Stevenson beat the piss out of him, dog. The stank out of him. Okay. Stank. Beat the stanky leg out of him. Okay. Who's another one? You got Josh Warrington. Anybody below that? No. Charlie Edwards' little skinny ass got whooped by Ray Martinez. You remember when Charlie Edwards, your 112-pound champion, your 112-pound champion got the piss beaten out of him? Remember by this little Mexican dude? Yeah, let me see. So Charlie Edwards is no longer a champion because he got the piss beaten out of him by Lil Ray Vargas. Lil Ray Martinez, excuse me. King Ray, or is Ray is king, as I'm told. King Martinez beat the piss out of him. Let's go up. Josh Warrington, running man, got just on a motorcycle. Motherfucker on a motorcycle trying to get away from Shakur Stevenson as fast as he can. So Shakur just beat the piss out of him. Who else you got? Oh, you got Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor is yet to be annihilated. So that's your hope. You got a Josh Taylor. Got anything in 140? No. I mean, got anything in 135? No. Luke Campbell, been getting his ass whooped. Luke Campbell, that's your dream over there. Campbell Soup, the boy band dude with questionable photographs. Dog, come on, man. Luke Campbell. Who else you got? You got Josh. We went to Josh Taylor. Who? Cal Brook, Ben got his ass whooped. Amir Khan, Ben got his ass whooped. Who else? What other UK fighters? Cal Brook, Amir Khan, those are really good ones. Oh, Anthony Joshua, Ben got his ass whooped by an American. Ben got his ass whooped. Okay, there you go. Tyson Fury, he got the last one, but he did get his ass knocked the fuck out. Okay, so don't act. Don't act. Why you talking not like Tyson Fury? Like Tyson Fury's ass didn't get laid the fuck out. He did. And don't act like it ain't possible for that shit to pop off again now. So don't get crazy. You're flying okay over there in the UK in that heavyweight division right now. Don't let that Polish dude. I know Kubrat Pula ain't a Polish dude. What's Kubrat Pula? Romanian? Don't let that Romanian knock out AJ, dog. Okay? Because Pop goes the division, right? Get out of here, man. Josh Taylor. Oh, hell no. Nah. Live like L7 said Josh might lose to Bronner. Hell no. Josh Taylor will beat the piss out of Adrian Bronner, man. No, he's Bulgarian. There you go. Good morning, Fannon. I appreciate the economics conversation. Oh, man, that's cool. Usually don't comment, man. I'm glad. Torgmont Wheeler. Yeah, no worries, man. I can break down the economics if you like me to. I got a guy that I was working with pissed because that's my major. My major is political science and sociology, right? So in undergrad, I was a political science and sociology. I was a double major, sociology and political science. Two things you cannot get a job doing. You know what I mean? If your ass ain't an absolute crook, you cannot do anything with that degree. Anyway, that's the degree that I got. That's one of the degrees that I have. And man, I was driving this dude nuts talking about what communism, the socialism, communism, Marxism, all the isms. You know what I mean? All the isms. Abu Augustine, how is Bronze Bomber doing? Last time I heard, his net worth jumped like 500% because he just got paid $30 million right before a fucking depression kicked off worldwide. Dumbass. I'm sitting there talking about rich people and how they gonna come out ahead in this like a motherfucker, and you asking how the dude just got $30-40 million dropped in his fucking wallet, how he's doing? He's doing rich than a motherfucker. How he doing? What are you talking about? There ain't two cases of that virus in Alabama. I don't know if that's the truth or not, but I gotta believe it's easy for him to keep social distancing in fucking Alabama, living on a 20-acre estate. You know what I mean? God, dog. He said you can get what's that? B&B Bison. You can get being a journalist for now, but then they gonna tell you what to talk about. Oh yeah, I can't do that, dog. I gotta work for y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now, dog. I feel I gotta work for y'all. If I wanted to do this full time, like when I retire, I want to do. I gotta work for y'all. Like I need y'all to give me a job, dog. I need y'all to talk to me about boxing. Yeah, I need you over on Patreon. And right now, I got to do a lot of this stuff here. But hell yeah, man. I can make you hard. I can put it this way, dude. I can make it real hard for people to talk shit around you. Promise you. Because any of these bums can tell you. Any of these bums can tell you, dude, I'm not easy. It's not easy around here, dog. It's not easy. It's not easy pickings, okay? It's not easy pickings over here, dude. And I, too, can help you not be easy pickings. Said Drew Titan said to the haters, how does it feel to the haters? How does it feel to know Wilder has secured a serious bag? Is safer than you in this crisis? Like, dude, what are you talking about, man? You guys would trade places with Deontay Wilder in a motherfucking heartbeat, dude. Like right away. Hey, hey, I need to be where you are, Deontay. Can I lose to Tyson Fury for $40 million? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You guys got any more economic questions? Anything involving any information y'all want me to talk about, dude? Because I'm having fun with it, dude. Just ask me a question. If I can answer it, I will. I appreciate my man asking me that question, though. Legendary Top Cats, though. That's my dude. Wilder sleeps in these people's heads. Oh, yeah, they think they can find a way to bother you, dog, like you're a kid or something. Like, man, look, I know the difference between entertainment and the real world in my life. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder's an entertainer, dude. He's an entertainer. And he just entertained. He won. That's why I told you this shit before the fight happened. I don't care what happened in the fight. Deontay Wilder won. And he won huge. Huge. Anybody from the UK got anything to say about that? How Deontay Wilder's a bum and can't get any money and he's so broke? Remember that? Remember that line of talk y'all used to do? Well, guess what? If there was one thing that Deontay Wilder could get rid of, you all being able to talk shit about, if it was one thing you had to choose for him to be able to do and get rid of y'all talking shit, any little amount you talk, get rid of he don't make money line. Because y'all made so much big news about that. Guess what? Deontay Wilder went out there and got him about $90 million. It's like, really? Let me see if I can get me some of this. You keep talking about all this money. Let me see if I can't pop up about 90 million. Now, I don't know if he really got 90, but if he shot for 90, hey, you guys, he turned down $100 million. He got 90. What money did you turn down and what did you end up with? Please let me know. You know what I'm saying? Dog, the fact that he had to turn down $100 million tells you y'all lost that. Because why would he turn down $100 million? You're acting like he turned down $1 million to fight, to fight in a ballroom somewhere for $1,500. You know what I mean? I think he won that argument. But anybody want to tell me he's broke? Since you guys like to deflect, let me deflect off of your conversation onto this conversation. Is he still broke? I'm sat in the UK. What? I don't know what you said, man. Yeah, I don't get what you said. The man was already on Forbes last year. He's seen 2 PPVs since then. Yeah, dude, come on, man. Come on, man. He won. That's how he's doing. Thanks for asking. Hey, thank you for asking. Appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Any more questions? Any more questions? Would you like to know? Would you like to know how any more multi-million-dollar athletes feel? You know, why they sitting at home in their mansion, knowing damn well that they have plenty of fucking toilet paper and health insurance? Anybody? Anybody? Come on, man. Come on. So how many people not see Fury was slapping his punches on Wilder and actually hitting him with bare? I mean, dude, people know that. They know that. They're just never going to get that up. Because that would be their end of their shit-talking career. There's no way they will ever come out and say that. No way. Because the media, oh no, because they lose their job right away. They're conspiracy theorists. Oh, the conspiracy theory. There's a whole lot of people giving detailed explanations about this conspiracy theory. You know what I mean? I'm rolling with AB in Haney versus AB. Oh, no, I mean, I think Haney gets AB too. But I'll tell you this, I know Josh Taylor does. I know Josh Taylor does. Know it. That is not going to go well. That is not going to go well for Adrian Bronner. Okay, y'all need to check to see his. You need to check that motherfucker's gloves too while we at it. Since they have such gamesmanship going on over there in the UK, since people slapping people with knuckles in there. Hey, we need to go check out Josh Taylor. See if it is indicative. Tyson Fury is indicative of the boxing culture. Anthony Bolton said, Fannon, can you repeat the top trades and professionals that young kids need to take for the future again? Yeah, man. Look, here's my thing. For the far off future, you either need to be something that is high touch, something that you physically have to be there to do, right? Physically have to be there to do. So if not, I'm a firm believer that college is not for everybody. Okay. Especially if you got to go into debt to go there, you know, because it's really expensive. You can wind up owing a bunch of money and you living in a hole. You know what I mean? You wind up, like you said, working for the banks because you are so in debt that all of your check and your money goes to paying the interest on the loans that they have for something that should have been fucking free to begin with because you're in school to make society better, you know, but they don't treat education like that. So they slap a bunch of debt on you for trying to do it. Well, if you are not really going to be an excellent student and really into that, you know what I mean? Or go there because you got a scholarship, either through your grades or whatever. But if your kid's not that type of kid, I would say, you know, trades are very, very good. And honestly, man, there's trades people that make more money than people go to college, right? If there's somebody, but that's got to be something that's very high touch, you know, electricians, heating, HVAC people, people that know how to build houses, things like that. Yeah, plumbers, people, like that. Those are very good paying jobs. You don't have to go into debt in order to do them. You don't have to, electricians and all, they have to go to school. So you got to have some schooling or whatever, but it's not as intense or as costly, I don't think. And not that I understand is what college is. If you're going to college, I would say that you are the STEM, like science, technology, engineering, math. That's the safest bet to get a job coming out of college, right? Because you go to college to get a job. So if you go in math, in the sciences, whether it's biology, or engineering, or science, which is the biologists, that type of stuff, they can tend to go on to medical school because biology will go to medical school. I'm not sure what other majors will go. Chemistry, chemistry is like that too. Chemistry, I think people with chemistry majors can go into engineering, I do believe, but I think they could probably go into medicine as well. But so if you go to school, STEM is the safest, right? Versus like majoring in sociology and psychology, and you can get jobs in that as well, right? But they're just not as, guaranteed to get where you can go contract and get your money doing that as if it is in those other areas. But if you are a business type of person, I would say that getting a master's in fine arts, that's what it is. It's an MFA, a master's in fine arts, right? With an emphasis on design, that makes you very valuable to big corporations. The other thing is treat sales like a trade. I was never able to do it. But people that treat sales like a trade, like they know how to sell things, regardless of what it is, the technique of selling, and then you can learn what the product is or the service is and then sell it. But your main discipline is that you know how to sell. Great salesmen never starve. Great salesmen never starve. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. When's the last time you heard of Al Heyman fighter not named Pac-Man owing back taxes? Yeah, it's a good point. Shit. Shakur Stevenson will be a breakout star if people don't duck him. Yeah, they will duck him. They're gonna duck the shit out of Devin Haney. That's the cat that's gonna get ducked. Oh, said Jonathan Santana said, Fannon, why is it that every time something major happens, the first thing people buy is toilet paper? Because we are fucking domesticated fucking animals. Okay? We are domesticated fucking animals, and we are scared. You know damn well that toilet paper, that everybody, you have to have toilet paper, because if you're operating right, you're crapping twice a day. So you don't want to be walking around with boo-boo in your behind, man. And that's if people get aware of that real quick. And they stockpile that stuff. And it's a natural resource probably, so it's hard. It might take a little bit longer because you got to chop down trees and shit to get toilet paper. Very wasteful shit. Personally, I was thinking, because we just got our toilet paper, so I was already in engineering mode about how we were going to solve that problem when we run out of toilet paper. I was nervous about toilet paper, dude. Nervous about my toilet paper running out because these fools all bought all the toilet paper. Crazy. Jump in the shower. Look, dude, you better make a makeshift bidet. That was the idea that my wife had the idea too. I thought about myself because they went to Mali or Bali, and they said that what they have in Indonesia, I'll just say Indonesia. What they have in Indonesia, yeah, I got a lot of flushable wipes, but in Indonesia, their sewage system will not take toilet paper. Like you can't use it. And what they have is like a mini like how you'd have on your sink, you have on your faucet in your sink, you can pull it towards you and then turn on like the shower head type of spray so you can clean your pots and you can move it. That they have that next to the toilet. So you just, after you use the bathroom, you grab that and you cleanse yourself that way, which quite honestly is probably a little cleaner than what's going on with the way we typically do it. Woolbag said Layla wants millions to fight Clarissa Shields. Give her the money. Kennedy Leonard said that's exactly what I was thinking. Toilet paper don't clean your ass anyway. It doesn't. That shit is terrible. That shit don't work. That's why them rich people had them bidets. They had bidets. They don't even care about the toilet paper because they hit. They get up, then pad off and move on. Layla would want millions to fight Clarissa. She said, "Hey, hope they didn't get it. That'd be a huge fight, though. Really, it'd be a huge fight." But look, I'm gonna get out of here, man. We can do more of this tomorrow. I need some questions. I need some challenging questions tomorrow, man. Strippers are out of the wood. Our work broke. They selling themselves strippers. Oh, they sell them. Oh, Lord. Who would buy that? This is the wrong time to buy that. Lordy. Anyway, man, look, who's going to give me some good questions tomorrow, man? I got to talk to 78 and see if I can, I want to do a open topic type of show. We're going to start with a boxing conversation. But then we'll let you, ask me questions, man, because y'all give me questions. That's fun, man. Fannon, it's some dudes out here acting like Wilder still should have won. Never mind the cheating. I said, are you serious right now? Wilder is that good. Yeah, they just don't they're not taking any excuse from you. They don't mind that he cheated. Teddy Adler said, yeah, if he cheated, well, how long ago was that? He don't care. You know what I mean? When somebody says something that brushes off of something that you guys both agree to an objective fact. Hey, Tyson, do you think Tyson cheated? Yeah. I think Tyson Fury cheated. And then I say, yeah, he should be penalized. You say, yeah. Why bother? It was a long ago. No harm, no foul. That guy, you care. That guy does not care because he doesn't want to do anything about it. So they just don't care about cheating. That's the only logical conclusion that I can draw, man. B&B Boxing said, Fannon, question, what should you do in a crisis? First things first, calm your ass down. First things first, calm down. Take a deep breath. Because if you don't have time to think, your ass is fried any fucking way. Okay? So if you're in a crisis, calm down. Try to get a gather of what the situation is. Think about what you're going to do to minimize, to get the situation to where it's not a crisis, right? You go from crisis to not crisis. You figure out what the things that need to get accomplished are to get out of that crisis. Then you make a little plan for each one thing you need to do. Then you try to execute your plan and get out of the fucking crisis. If the crisis is health related, you figure out what you got to do. Are you overweight and you have really crazy blood pressure and you feel like, oh shit, well, lose some weight. Oh, there you go. That's for the, oh, just ask. No, you got to ask me in the, dude, I don't need time to prep, baby. You talking to me. I don't need time to prep. I need you to ask the question in the comment section and I'll go with it. I don't need nothing ahead of time. Nothing. Trust me. The dome piece works, dog. Hamad said, loaded question. Why can non-black prospects get pushed and the title shots while the black prospects got to go through a gauntlet and get ducked after they beat everyone? Because the promoters that put on the fight do not always believe that those fighters are marketable, because they're not, the people that they want to sell to don't want to buy the black fighters. The answer to that question is in the attitudes of all these people that shit on black fighters. They're trying to sell to them. They're not trying to sell to us. So as a result, they try to get fighters that they think those guys will buy. It's basically a balance between the boxing fans. In the United States, most of the potential boxing fans are European Americans. The biggest potential pool is European Americans. The biggest actual pool are Mexicans and black fighters in America, right? So they're going to try to give those guys they're going to give the Mexican guys a shot because they can sell them to Mexicans. And Mexico is a nation that's right next to the United States with a great boxing program, too. So they're very established out east, out west. They're huge. So they're going to sell, and their fans really actively support their fighters. With black fans, we're kind of some fucking timey, to tell you the truth about boxing. We're some timey. Like, if somebody gets really big, then we're behind them 100 miles an hour. I'm talking about the black fan in general. Not us necessarily, but we're going to be sometimey. You got to get to the point where you earn the respect of the other great black athletes that we have in the United States. You got to get on par with them first. Once you get on par with those guys, then the rest of the community is going to pay attention to you, because our eyes, for the most part, are on our stars. And right now, our big stars are in basketball. Our big stars are in football. Our big stars are in music. It's not, you can look at, like, what does the Kardashians make damn near a full-time living sleeping with black athletes? Look how many fucking followers they have and how much of a social impact they have just by associating themselves with black athletes. From the O.J. Simpson incident all the way through Kanye West and all these basketball players. They're making a killing off that shit, because that's the level of stars that we support. And we support our stars. The European American crowd, they start looking at that draws attention to that athlete, and they start paying attention. And then that's when that shit snowballs. You know what I mean? The Mexican fans are a little bit different because it's capped. It's within their own community. But if you look at like the level of of popular athletes, black athletes in sports in the United States, we're at the very, very, very top, with the exception of baseball. And I'm sure I just don't pay attention a lot to baseball. But in tennis, we're big in tennis. We're big in reasonable amount in baseball, right? Dominate football, dominate basketball, dominate the college sports in all of those sports as well. So, that's the situation. In order for like Errol Spence Jr. to break through, Errol Spence Jr. had to get recognized by recognized by his rappers. He's got to get to the level of respect that they carry. He's got to get to the level of respect that Zion Williamson, carries. Because that dude becomes this big, gigantic star coming out of high school, just as people are watching his dunk takes, man. Adibus Austin said, please talk about the belt hierarchy. Okay, I got to go, though. But just really briefly, there is no hierarchy of belts. There's four different sanctioning bodies. I have my personal preference based on how they conduct their business. And I think the IBF right now is head and shoulders above everybody. I think the WBC and the WBA right now are about what and what, with the WBC trending downward and the WBA staying neutral. And then the WBO is at the bottom for me because I think they're completely bought out. So that's the level of respect that I have for the sanctioning bodies, But I do at the same time, though, respect the sanctioning bodies in this regard, that they are the ones that actually have champions. Okay, as much as I say that about the WBA, I'd rather have the WBA than Ring Magazine telling me who a champion. So I don't even include Ring Magazine in those belts. And the fact that they bring them that fucking Ring Magazine belt into a fucking ring with them is like, fuck, nobody fights for this shit. Okay? That's some bullshit ornament. It's a pretty looking belt, though. Pretty looking belt, but like I said, Boxing Monthly went out of business. Okay? KO Magazine out of business. You just went digital. Okay? And you got several writers that don't know jack shit. Okay? Some writers are very knowledgeable, right? Dougie Fisher is a very knowledgeable dude. I don't agree with everything he got to say. And I'm quite sure if he knew what I had to say, if he knows what I have to say, he ain't gonna agree with a lot of I got to say. But I do respect the dude. He does know boxing. Without a doubt. Steve Kim knows boxing, right? And he's at ESPN. Dan Rayfield knows boxing. I don't agree with, but they're just parrots. But some of them writers, Lord have mercy, man. We need to get a class on boxing. Like on things not related to boxing. Like things not, damn, I could do that. Damn, I should do that. I should do a course on boxing, the business of boxing. I have to do a lot of research, but that would be fun. He said, Ring Magazine belt looks like that belt from the Rocky movies. Yeah, it looks like them shits. It's some bullshit. But at least it is actually a belt, though. At least it is kind of like a belt. That shit that those dudes have now with that, shit, what does that look like? I guess it's a belt, like a weightlifting belt, put on backwards. Anyway, Steve Kim is an idiot with a clear agenda. Can't take anything he says seriously, and the same goes for Dan Rayfield. Steve Kim's a fucking just an ass. That's what he is. He's somebody you beat the piss out of. Like, I don't say that a lot, but him, he'd get his ass whooped around me. If I had grown up with him, I'd have whooped his ass. If there would have been a day, if I had been Steve Kim, if I went to kindergarten with Steve Kim and stayed with him in the same school with him till I was a senior in high school, I definitely would have whooped his ass at least 4 times. There ain't no way there would have been an ass whooping happening one way or the other with that dude because he's just a fucking dick. You know what I mean? Like, the people that he retweets are dicks. So, I don't know if Dan Rayfield's a dick or not. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he is or not. I've never met him. He doesn't honestly, certain people strike me like they would be nice to talk to. You know what I mean? Certain ones, like Gabriel Montoya, he doesn't do a lot of work still, but the guy from Fox, Marcus Villegas, I can see myself holding a conversation with Radio Raheem. You know, even if you might not like him, that's cool. But Steve Kim, he comes off like just like a dick. You know what I mean? Like, you're just a jerk, man. Like you're gonna say something that's gonna have me slap you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't no way, dude. There's no way. He's that kid. He's that kid that you will just not, you won't beat him up. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't punch him. You just slap him because you know ain't nothing coming back. So you just slap his ass like, bow, getting that good ring, you know, where that slap just rings off the wall like that. Give him one of them. He gonna act right for about 3 years. And then he gonna fucking forget that slap. And you gotta remind his ass again. You know, he's that type of dude, man. He's that type of dude, man. Martin Berry said, you don't know what you're talking about. Sure, okay, fine. Nah, I don't like the backhand. Backhand's a little strong. I like the cuff. Like, give him that Tyson Fury. Wow. Maybe I'll turn my knuckles in. Wow. I would beat you in a fight. Maybe. But no, you won't. You know why? Because you ain't gonna fight me. Dead serious. You're not gonna fight me. I ain't fighting you. You mean like this? Oh no. Oh no. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. You're gonna get fucking hurt quickly. Like, no, that shit's gonna end quickly. Very quickly. But okay. He said you gotta give him that good earring, that bing. That shit be hurting, man. What about Andy Ruiz? I'm chilling on the question. I got that last question, man. I'm over my man's time. Man, make sure y'all go check out my man KQKC. Haman S. said that the U.S.-based boxing fan left the sport for MMA 2 decades ago. I mean, yeah and no. Yes and no. Yes and no. I just think that the MMA is popular in its own right. It's popular in its own right. Okay, people have been fans of, you know, people like fighting. It's a combat sport. So, and I think a lot of the guys that are MMA fans like boxing, but you're just not, and they will watch, and those MMA fans watch big boxing matches. All those MMA fans watch Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. Them MMA fans, a whole bunch of them MMA fans are watching those fights. Not all of them, obviously, you know, but when the casual fans, serious fans of MMA, I think, from my experience, are at very least casual fans of boxing. So you put a big enough sport on, a big enough fight on, and it'll happen. But also, there are better fights on a regular basis in the MMA than there are in boxing. Really, I mean, as far as like the level of competition, the closeness and competition between the two, seems like they're always having fights that are like, oh man, this is going to be. But I don't know who the guys are, but they seem like there's a lot more parity in MMA, and that they're able to actually make the fights where, you know, boxing, for good or bad, well, no, for bad, or I guess if you're a Canelo Alvarez fan, for good. You know, there's guys that get to avoid fights. Like, you know, Canelo Alvarez couldn't do the shit that he's trying to do, that he does in boxing and MMA. Ain't no way in the world he'd get away with that, man. No way. Be like, who? What do you think you're doing? No. You know? Anyway, Fannon wanted to clear a debate if Spence offered Bud 60-40 before you go. I think the fight should be 50-50. I think the fight should be 50-50. I just know that's what I would do. I would want it to be 50-50. Both dudes, I'm watching both dudes fight. You know what I mean? I'm paying to see both those guys fight. With other people, I'm watching to see one guy fight. If Tyson and Errol Spence Jr. are fighting, I want to see both of those guys fight. I'd pay my money for both of them. I've paid every pay-per-view Terrence Crawford's had. I've bought every pay-per-view Errol Spence Jr. has had, I've bought. I think for me, it's a 50. It's for me, I'd like it to be 50-50. But as far as the way their money goes and all that shit, that numbers conversation, Bud lucky to get right now. Bud be lucky to get 40%. He should take 40% and run. You know what I mean? Like if they offered him 60-40, he should take that shit and run. Like, you know what I mean? Because where the fuck else is he going to get that money? Errol Spence Jr. got multiple options, multiple ways to get $20 million. Okay, multiple ways. He get that shit with a rematch with Sean Porter. He get it with Canelo. He get it from Floyd. He get it with Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? The way he's going, he might get against anybody. But so Bud should run for 60-40. But for me, since I personally would pay for either guy to fight, I say give him 50-50 and just man it up. You know, that's the best way to go about it. Just man it up. 50-50. Great. 50-50. Now, Errol's 50 is more than his 50 because he's got Bob Arum, you know, give me my cut. Bob Arum coming out. But, you know, and that's another reason why that's another reason why it's 60-40. Dude, you need to run. Okay. Or maybe come back to him with a 55-45. You know what I mean? How about 55-45? Dual rematch clause. Like what they did with Tyson Fury. Dude, Tyson Fury and quite as kept. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder do good business. What about young Pharaoh, man? You've asked me a lot of questions. I appreciate it. What about him? He did good work. He does good work. Anyway, it is what it is. Look, man, I got to get out of here. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. Thank you guys so much for all those likes. And with that, I'm out. Peace. Go check out my man KQKC coming up. Peace.